So what it looks like when this is all in place and fulfilled in your business, so all the pieces are integrated and working together. Your happy clients provide testimonials that help in marketing and sales. They also provide referrals that are way better than leads that come from ads or the internet. So we enroll our clients in our model, which includes an understanding that they'll provide a good testimonial and help introduce us to other good clients. And we need to develop simple, inexpensive, but powerful tools so that this gets done all the time. So do you ask for referrals from every client? How do you do that? When do you do that? What do you do to make it easy for them to provide referral introductions for you? So here's a couple past clients that I've worked with and things they say. So Mark said that he was a professional massage and acupuncture professional. He had courses that he taught at universities. He had a lot of different sources of income. But he said, following Kevin's systems, I had my best month in 10 years, more than double my previous best month. Ryan Corey, a real estate attorney, he said within a year working with me, he increased his revenue by over $50,000. He thought it'd be a good idea to work with me. George Lemieux felt that he made some big changes in his work environment, and these small shifts continue to make a big difference in his focus and in driving revenue growth. And Luc Richard used to think he was charging his clients too much. I helped him with his presentation process, and he's started generating over $2,200 a month additional without putting in any more time. So how do we get there? How do you go from where you're at right now to this type of a business? And it's not just what you do, but it's important about how you learn to do it and how you manage the process so the clients get a good result and the why behind it. So it's a combination. So how I work with my customers, we work with a combination of phone coaching sessions where we'll work through building this content into your business. We'll develop all these processes and implement these tools and integrate these tools into your business. I also have a lot of online lessons and worksheets and little workshops that'll supplement and reinforce what we do in our calls. And there's also some group workshops and telegroups. There's some things that you can do additionally to see what other people are doing, to see the kind of ground other entrepreneurs are taking and other business owners are taking with this material. So I like to take people through this, a number of steps to go deeper in their business. And these things will become embedded everywhere in all your materials, your presentations, your marketing, your website, how you talk with clients, how you serve your clients. The first thing is business impact. And that's telling a better story about why you do what you do and how you do it. And it really, really matters. Most people don't talk about this very much. The goal is to have it be embedded in your business, like I said, and it wants to show up in your phone calls, in your emails, your letters, your proposals, invoices, your projects, your processes, like everything that you do. So just by asking the question, like, how does my business impact show up? I want to give an example on the previous slide. We ask this question all the time, and it really makes a difference, and it creates an integrated client experience based on the impact that you want to provide your clients and that you know you'll enjoy for yourself. One of the other key topics that we want to talk about is ideal clients. So we want to look at your current and your recent clients and see who you want more of and why, and see who you want less of and why. We don't just want more clients, we want ideal clients. So the ways we can start to answer that. So one of the great questions is, who are your best clients? Well, they're the ones that are really ready to enjoy your business impact. So that's why we work on that first. Another way to answer this question is by looking at some psychographics and demographics. So it's like, not only the demographics of, what town they're in and the zip codes and their education or their income and what all kinds of, you know, income and education information, but how do they behave? What do they do? Um, do they have a boat? Do they go to a country club? Do their kids play lacrosse? Do they like to travel? Are they foodies? And another important piece is, how do you enjoy working with them? We want to take into account the relationship there too. The more clarity you add to this, the better. A quick example, in Connecticut, when I came to Connecticut, I knew I wanted to work with manufacturers. They would be a good client. But more importantly than just manufacturers, more clearly than just manufacturers, I wanted manufacturers that were at least 50,000 square feet, 2 to 3 shifts of operating time in a Connecticut Light and Power Service, utility territory. I wanted them to be locally owned, not nationally part of some bigger thing. And I was also looking for certain kinds of lighting technology that they had in their facilities. So I had a really specific, clear definition of my clients that really helped me find them. Another really important piece that we're going to work on over time is your presentation tools. And now there's an orientation, and there's a proposal presentation, and then there's a follow-up presentation, about how we close and wrap up the proposal. And then I always recommend that you do another follow-on engagement. So this is the pause that we talked about before. So there's some really important subsets of a quality and high closing sales presentation. So whether you're doing your orientation and your proposal in the same appointment, or it happens over multiple meetings and appointments and follow-up, these principles matter a whole lot. So for presentation tools, we start talking about the orientation. We want to review the benefits of our process, of what we do. We don't want to assume people know why we're there. They're busy. They've come from something else. When we're sitting down in front of a client, we need to start from scratch and say, why would we even do this project? What are the benefits to you? What's the problem we're solving? Why would someone do what you're proposing? What's the gap between the current situation and the desired outcome that you want? So we don't want to assume that we're all on the same page. That's really important. Now, when it comes time to talk a little bit more about our process and our business and how we do what we do, one of the things is establishing the buying criteria. And that means we teach them how to buy and how to be a smart consumer. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody's teaching them how to buy a product or service like yours. If you teach them that, you're establishing your expert positioning and you're helping them get a better final result. Some people think they know how to buy. It's like, I'll get 3 quotes. That's a horrible way to buy. But if we don't help them buy better, well, shame on us. So other part of the presentation is preparing a client process and explaining to them and defining for them that we have a smart process where we take them step by step. The process educates them and reduces their risk and helps them make the best buying decision, which is, of course, working with you. Another important thing is this expert positioning in the orientation part, the early part of the relationship. We need to show the client that we have the credentials, the history, the knowledge, the training, and the credibility, and that we're expert in what we're doing. And client testimonials are a great way to support that. And I'll talk about how we get a bunch of client testimonials in a little while. So the orientation, another important component of the orientation, is preemptive marketing positioning. So if we tell the customer all the things that we do and what's important, it's hard for our competitors to say, oh, we do that too. So they're left with me too marketing. I might be able to lose that whole section. Another way that we get there in terms of presentation tools is building our proposal. So we got to remind ourselves, what are the most important benefits that they're looking forward to out of all of them? We don't always know, but it's our job to share many different benefits and not assume that they know them, not assume they remembered them. Maybe we have to add some that they weren't thinking about, and we certainly want to reinforce the ones that are most important to them. So we need to help them get over their natural resistance in making a decision. And we do this by educating, by hand-holding, reinforcing, and helping them see the benefit, once they decide. So another important part of our proposal is showing them how we stand up versus the buying criteria. So if we taught them how to buy and how to evaluate this process, like what's important in choosing a vendor in terms of you've been in this business for a long time, you have this kind of training and certification, you've got a whole bunch of customers, whatever they are, you want to compare against those. And of course, if you decide what they are, you're going to compare favorably. We also want to review with them where we're at in the process steps. So if we have 10 steps and we're already at step 4 when we're presenting the proposal, well, look at all the progress we've made together and how they're learning. And this is really important for people to see. We're just in the middle of a process. Testimonials in your proposal is just a really great reminder that you've been doing this, that people like you, people think you're doing a good job, and what other people say about you is more important than what you say about you. This is also the time to talk about guarantees and warranties and extended benefits and longer term, like what else you can do for them, and how you're going to stand around and stick behind your work. And again, we're purposefully reviewing and repeating some of the themes that hopefully they've seen in our marketing, in how we've reached out to them, how they heard about us through a referral, and what we talked about in the orientation part of the presentation. Now, the Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU, this was really a game changer for me. Once this was in place, every client would replace themselves with another client, usually within the next 12 months. So a really important part of the MOU presentation, this is presented before you get ink. This is, hey, if we do a great job for you, we'd like to ask for referrals. How does that sound? And they'll be okay. Oh, we'd also like to ask for testimonials. So we talk about, the first part of the MOU is how we're going to serve you, all the ways you're going to get benefit and service from us, how we're available, how you can reach us, what we're going to do, the specifics about how things are going to happen with them. And then the second part is that they'll agree. It's like, yeah, if you're thrilled with our work, would you give me introductions to other good referrals and give us a good little testimonial blurb? And of course they'll say yes. And then the third part of the MOU is the terms and conditions. And these are usually very poorly done. And there's a great opportunity here to have this be a differentiating part of how you do business. So this post-interview is really, really critical. We're talking about the power of the pause here. So one of the things, we want to make it really easy for them to do the testimonial. What we want to do is interview them and ask them to speak to the issues that the new buyers will have. So new buyers might be worried and they might be wondering about their risk in doing this. They might be hesitant in doing this. So we want to come up with questions and design our interview so that our happy customers address the issues of the new potential customers. We also, as we tee it up, just ask the customer, say, hey, do you mind if I take some notes? What I'm going to do is write up a testimonial using your words. And I'm going to send that to you as a Word document, ask you to edit that, put it on your letterhead, or let me quote you as having said that. And now you got a great testimonial blurb. So that makes it really easy for them. Now, the next thing is to make it really easy for them to provide introductions and referrals. I like creating something that they can give away. I like creating little note cards and coupons and postcards and things. People love being resourceful for other people. I love being able to turn somebody on to a good vendor or a new musician or a movie or a restaurant. So, people love being resourceful for each other. This is a way, if you do this well, you can have your customers really feel like resourceful, that they're turning people on to you and the good benefit and service they receive from your company. So once we have some of these things in place, we might be ready to do partner programs. And this is where you have, once we've thought about who our ideal clients are, now we think about who's been already serving them for a long time. And how do I create a relationship with them? Who do my clients already know, like, and trust? So, I mean, my prospective clients. And how do I create a relationship with that company so they introduce me to their clients? So that's just really powerful stuff.